All right, hello once again, Jeff Scott of Rankin Technical College, and I've been starting to do some demos on how to upload different ASP.NET projects to Appharbor.com. So far I've gone through and done a web application, and now I've built a very simple MVC, Model View Controller application that does not have a database. I changed it around just so it would look a little bit more reminiscent of, probably what the kind of thing we'd want to have. So on my home page, I didn't change the About page or the other page, but there's MVC. Again, I didn't do any styling. I didn't do anything on here. I just grabbed their logos and some stuff from their website, and this was from Wikipedia. All right, so it's not fantastic or anything, but it's fine. I changed my Jumbotron up here, but I didn't make any changes to the About or the Contact. Now, it appears as though when you go into Appharbor, that what it wants is it wants a default file, and my default file for here, this is my index, my home index.cshtml. So really, if I put home here, it should still run, and if I put home/index here, it should still run, and you notice that it does. So I'm going to see if I can upload this the way it is. Now, I may get a 403 error, and if I do get a 403 error, of course I'm going to have to make changes. So I want to close this because I want you to know that what I'm running is literally my project. All right, I went up to Appharbor also, probably a couple more times than I should have here, but that should be fine. All right. So this is where they didn't have anything in Appharbor on Wikipedia. This was the original file that came up on here. So, all right. And this was my deploying thing I showed you earlier. All right. So I'm going to come in here and I'm going to go to Your Applications, and I'm going to give this project a name, and I'm going to call it JP Scott ASPNET MVC demo. MVC no DB demo, because there's no database in here. And I shouldn't even be playing with the case this because it puts it all in lowercase anyway. So I'm going to click the Create View, Create New button. And I want to click my repository URL, so that's where it'll be saved to. All right. So far, so good. Now, again, I may end up, when I do this, I may end up getting a 403 error because it may not recognize it. I don't know if it's smart enough to realize a .cshtml file or not. So we're going to find out together. So here, that was my Appharbor test. The next one I wrote was Appharbor MVC demo. So you can see this has a Git file in it. I created that about a half an hour ago. And this one has no. It does have a Git file in it. Oh, it does because I said version control. All right. So let's right mouse click on here and let's choose Git GUI here. All right. I didn't want the GUI. I'm sorry. Right mouse click and choose Git Bash here. I'm going to follow the same steps I did before. Considering I've already got a Git folder, I hope I don't goof anything up, but it's just a demo project, so it's no big thing. All right, so again, as we did before, we're going to do a git init, and it says it reinitialized the existing repository because I already had one out there. Git add dot, all right, hopefully it's added everything. Git commit -m initial, we'll call it initial build here, okay? All right, git remote add Appharbor, and we want to put that path in, so I'm going to go and jump back into here, click on here, highlight all of it. It's supposed to copy it to the clipboard anyway, but just to be sure, copy, go back into Git. And I'll tell you what I want to do, though, is I want to grab my other Git session that was running before, and I just want to exit that out. There we go. All right, so now right mouse click and choose Paste. There's my new project name, ASPNET MVC no DB demo.git. All right, that's good. And finally, I want to do a git push Appharbor master. And it should tell me that it's building. There we go. All right, again, that's been very quick, so that's good. Now I'm going to go back to here, and I'm going to refresh my project. You can see the build status. Again, I could get an error here. I don't know. I've not tried to do this before. If I get this to work, I'm going to do a little bit of research and hopefully be able to show you how to do this with adding an MVC project that has a database component to it also. Now it says that worked. So I'm going to again refresh, and that gives me my go to your application. Okay, this is bad when you get this. It says, yeah, now hopefully just refreshing again will make that go away, but of course it did not. All right. So I'm going to try it again. Whoops, I guess I got myself out of Appharbor. I should still be logged in, I would think. All right, go to your applications. You can see now I've got 3 of them. If I didn't want one of these anymore, there's a way that you can go over here, and there's a settings or something on the left-hand side, but I'm not going to worry about it right now. So your applications, and I want to bring back up this demo. All right, it's under settings, so if I want to remove one, I can. Okay, so let's back up here. All right, this still says it's active, initial build, etc. So go to your application. I don't want that to come up, and I don't know how to get rid of that. So my students got that yesterday when we tried to do just a regular ASP.NET web app, but I had not gotten that message before. And I even tried to get out and get back in again. In fact, I just got myself out again. There it is. Hey. So it looks like it was smart enough that it did recognize index.cshtml. Well, that is terrific. All right. So now I have gone in and created 2 projects. One was just a regular ASP.NET web application, and I just did it from scratch and didn't make any changes to it. This one I made some superficial changes to our opening page. All right. What I'm going to try to do next, and I'll have to go back first and do a little bit of investigatory work, but what I'm going to try to do is go back to our MVC to-do list that had a database in it, and I'm going to see if I can bring that in. Now, what I'm going to do first is I am going to go out and watch this, because they talk about what you should do with a database. This has been real good so far, but I just do want you to know that there are other resources. So if I go on YouTube, there's a couple more that I had looked at. All right, and they are, so if I come here and I type in, what do I want to type in here? Uploading ASP.NET MVC to Appharbor. All right. So how to deploy. This is one that I looked at. Fortunately or unfortunately, there's no sound in it. All right. And grab that and throw that into a new window. And the other one that I had looked at, and I really had not watched this last one at all. So I looked at that one. This was deploying. Yeah, this was the other one. I have not looked at this either. All right. I mean, you're looking here, and it's July, but it only has 239 views. And this one is June 2016. It has 2,000 views. And the other one that I've looked at, I don't know, because I think it's on YouTube also. Let me try that. What was that called? It was called Deploying to Appharbor. Let's see if I can find it. I don't know if there was actually a link. All right, or if that was, try here, lynda.com. And I don't see it. So what I am going to do, though, is I'm going to go back and I'm going to rewatch this one. Move my thing to the end here. So I'm going to rewatch this one. All right. This one, which, like I said, has no sound. This one, all right, and this was the one that when you started out, I think it had a yellow screen on it. There we go. All right, so I'm going to watch those three, and hopefully then I'll be able to come back, grab a project that we created, which was a to-do list, all right, and it has a database in it. It was actually built with database first. Now, if I can get that to work, then I'd like to come back and go to our ASP.NET MVC 5, which we created, music store application, which was a code first. So in an ideal world, I'll do 2 more of these videos, one which will be with a database, MVC with a database first, and one with a ASP.NET database code first. All right, so I'll be back with that hopefully fairly shortly.